Good day, Market Chameleons, and everyone joining for the first time. Thanks for coming by and checking out the Market Chameleon webinar series. Before we get started, let's take a look at the shared disclaimer. Please be aware that neither Market Chameleon, Dimitri, or myself are registered investment advisors or a broker-dealer. If you're searching for investment advice, please reach out to a licensed professional. This webinar, as all our webinars and shows, are for informational purposes only concerning Market Chameleon tools and products. With that, one last look at the disclaimer. And let's get ready to welcome Dimitri Pargamonik to the stage, who's going to be talking about track and trading interest by session. How are you doing, Dima?
Good. How are you all?
Good. Happy Monday, and let me share your screen.
Good morning, everyone. And let me come to an example here. And what we'll do is take a stock and then look at how that trading interest in the stock change month over month. And this allows us to get some insights based on is the trading interest increasing? Is it decreasing? And it's a way to kind of validate any type of stock moves that we've been observing or witnessing month over month. So let's take an example. Let's say like we go to Google. So I'm going to type in Google symbol in the search box, press enter. This will take us to the Google's main summary page. And on the left hand side, we have under stocks price action. So I'm going to click on this price action. It takes us to a news report. I'm going to click on this menu to minimize and expand our screen. And in this report, what you'll notice is that we have this table that looks at the trading based on different market sessions. So we have pre-market trading. So of course, those are trades that are happening in the pre-market hours for anyone. These are people who need to be approved and have permission to trade in the pre-market hours. This is before regular hours trading. Then we have the official opening cross. This is the session where there's a single price auction. It's based on accumulated orders, buy and sell orders that go to the specialist book. They don't trade in the pre-market hours. They need to trade in the regular trading hours. So that will be like the official opening price, where the specialist takes all the orders, opens it at a single price where they're balanced out, and then we go to regular hours trading, which is continuous trading. And in the regular hours trading, then you'll see all types of market participants. VWAP orders, institutional orders, retail traders, professional traders, all participating in the regular hours trading. And then you have the market makers and specialists who have obligations to provide liquidity. So that's the regular hours trading. Then after the regular hours trades, we have what's called a closing cross. That's similar to the to what we see at the open. The closing cross accumulates orders that need to get executed at the official closing price. So the specialist takes those orders. They could start accumulating, from the start of the day, and they'll just sit there until the close. Once the specialist gets those orders, he then closes the price where he balances out the buy and sell orders. And then we have after hours trading. And that's after the close. We go to after hours trading, similar to pre-market, where traders who have access to after hours trading, approved for after hours trading, could trade after the official close. And so all these sessions, they have a little bit of differences. who could trade in those sessions, market participants, rules, and so forth. And then we get this breakdown of the volume. So here is in the last 30 days, we could see the average daily volume in a pre-market, which was about $92 million worth of shares. So we convert the volume to dollar value. So, because, one share of Google, at $247 could be different than one share of a stock that's $10, right? So it's $247 versus $10. So we converted to dollar value to see how much dollar value is flown into the trading interest in that stock. So here we have a breakdown in pre-market, about $92 million worth of stock traded on average per day. We have 100 million in the opening cross. So you can see that the opening cross average higher, a little bit higher than all the volume in the pre-market. Then we have regular hours trading, right? So we have the official open, let's say at 9:30, goes up to 4, and we could compare that volume. On average, daily volume is $3.8 billion worth of stock. Okay, so this is in dollar, $3.8 billion worth of stock, not shares. Then we have the closing cross, which is $615 million worth of stock. So you can see here that liquidity is much higher than the opening, 6 times, right? 100 million versus 600 million. And then after hours trading, we have about $109 million worth of stock trading after hours. So just a little bit of difference. The regular hours will typically be where the majority of the trading, in dollar terms, that's where you typically see it, and that's because all market participants are trading. You have market making obligations. You have the VWAP orders, institutional orders. For the most part, that's where they're getting filled. So that's what you will typically see. Also, comparing the opening cross to closing, you typically see more in the closing, and that's because there are institutions that require or need the closing price. So when we're looking at something like a mutual fund that gets created or redeemed based on a net asset value, the net asset value references the closing price. So you'll have those types of institutions or strategies that require that closing price. You don't need it's not based on the opening price, the closing price. So you'll typically see higher dollar volume at the close than you do at the open. Okay. So the idea here is, now that we have these figures for, let's say, the last 30 days, so these are the average daily dollar volume for the last 30 days. And what we may want to see as well is that increasing or decreasing, is more volume, more trading interest going into the stock, and how is the price of the stock impacting the last 30 days. So let's just say we see that there's a drift higher in Google in the last 30 days. And we might want to then confirm or see, is this supported by more just money flowing in, right? Like, how do we measure that? Is there more trading volume flowing into the stock, and what we could do is compare the last 30 days average daily volume to the previous 30 days, right? So that we go and say, okay, if this is the last 30 days average daily volume, what was it the previous 30 days, and is there change? So we could see here that in the pre-market, there's an increase of 28% of dollar volume from the previous, from 30 days to the next 30 days. So that shows that there's more trading interest, right? More dollar traded in that stock. What about the opening cross? So the opening cross, we see an increase of 72%. When from average daily volume 58 million to 100 million. Then what about the regular trading hours? Once we open up, what happens? Because those trading hours will, if we compare, like, let's say the pre-market or the opening cross, you're not going to see on a daily basis lots of institutional regular flow, because they'll get executed in VWAP, right? They're tracking like a VWAP price over time, but that excludes pre-market, because you don't have that same liquidity, so kick in after regular trading hours. So what we're seeing here is that the regular hours will have way more of that type of institutional flow. But here we also see an increase of 8%. Okay, so not as significant, but there's still an increase of 8% during those regular trading hours. Closing cross, we also see an increase, from 362 million to 615 million, 70% increase. And after hours, we see about a 2% increase. So there was an increase across the board in every trading session, which shows that just in general, all types of traders and all sessions have seen an increase in the trading volume. There's a bigger increase in the pre-market and opening cross and the closing cross than the regular and after hours. Closing cross, that could indicate more units somewhere being created that involve Google. So it's not necessarily just Google itself, but there could be just more units being created in index funds or certain strategies or hedge funds, ETFs that have Google in it. The pre-market activity, that is shown that there are more eyeballs on it, even pre-market, ready to take action even before regular trading hours. So it's usually reacting to news in a pre-market, right? So pre-markets are usually reacting to something ahead of the regular trading hours. So you typically, some kind of news, either stock specific or market related. And opening cross, also an increase where you see accumulation of orders at the open, right? That don't want to trade in a pre-market or aren't qualified, but they want to get in their order very, right from the outset. That was a big increase of 72% as well. So these are kind of quick insights into how the trading volume changed from one period to the next, which is we're taking 30 days and comparing it to the previous 30 days. And we could compare that with that price action in that same period. So I'm going to stop right there and throw it back to you.
Great job, D. Thanks for bringing these webinars to the Chameleon community. Start of the week, Monday. So we'll see everyone tomorrow. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, everyone. Stay safe out there. Have a great trading day, and we hope to see you tomorrow.
Trade in peace, my friend. Bye. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining the Market Chameleon webinar series. I put a link in the chat today. We're doing the the show with Ryan. Henry, that may be a good point to step on and ask questions about what's going on with particular stocks. That's Ryan's forte, and he brings a platform that he has out there for the trading community, Options Robot, which also interesting to see and how he uses it with Market Chameleon. So everyone, that link is in the chat. Remember, if you're new to Market Chameleon, come on to the website and click on the free trial, get the 7-day free trial. Always helpful to the Chameleon community that we keep this thing going. So the free trial is a good place to start. Everyone, again, thanks for joining. Hopefully we'll see you at 4:30 today, if not tomorrow's show. And you can catch all our shows in constant rerun on the YouTube channel. So check that out. Just go to YouTube, MarketChameleon.com, and it will bring up over 1,900 videos we've done. So everyone have a great day. Thanks for joining, and stay safe out there. Bye-bye.